Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. We are almost to the very end of our final playthrough. It is year 19, we have gotten all the votes we need, so all that's left to do is make sure that we get that deal to Mars. So that's what we're going to do in this very first month, but after that we're going to focus a lot on the baristaing and the engineering to get our final pet, even though it's a little bit late, and also to see if we can get that beautiful cutscene with Tang and Dees. So, let's just get started by gifting everyone their lovely gifts. Alright, both Nomi and Vace are at 100, so let's start with Vace. You're surprised to see Rex in the garrison. He sticks out like a rain cloud in dust. What's even more surprising is that he's talking to Vace, and no one's even bleeding. Listen in on them. You carefully approach them, hoping to catch some of their conversation without them realizing you're there. So, just show up at first sun tomorrow and I'll show you around, Vace says. He sounds nice? This is pretty weird. Rex scratches the back of his head. Alright, sounds good. And I'm not complaining. I'm still not sure why you're doing this. Vace is quiet for a long time, letting the sounds of the garrison fill his silence. Finally, he sighs and spreads his hands. Look, Rex, I did you dirty, man. I was a dishonorable piece of shit. I used you to make myself feel better, because if people were beating up on you, they weren't beating up on me. You were always so bloody happy all the time, like it didn't bother you, so I kept letting it happen. Rex huffs a short, humorless laugh and puts his hands on his hips. You did more than let it happen, Vace. You beat the shit out of me on the regular. Let me fix it then, Vace says. I can't go back and undo all the hell I gave you, but I can offer you one thing. If people see you hanging out with me, they'll lay off you forever, and I'll make it real bloody clear that if anyone lays a finger on you, they'll answer to me. Vace clenches his fists at his sides. I don't expect you to be my friend or even forgive me. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, and I want to try to get people off your back. Holy shit! Have I seen this cutscene before? I feel like I haven't, but either way, it's still so surprising to hear him actually apologize. Rex considers this heavily. Alright, he says with a faint but hopeful smile. He sticks out his hand, and Vace stares at it warily before taking it. First sun tomorrow. You better not try and put me in a uniform, dog. Deal, Vace says, relieved. But, could you try to cover up a little bit? Rex's laughter bounces off the high ceilings. You decide to sneak back the way you came before they notice you eavesdropping. Aw, they're friends. Well, maybe not friends. Like I said before, I don't know if that will ever happen. But he apologized, and that's more than probably ever expected him to do, to be honest. Oh, wait! Vace and Rex are working through some basic material forms. Rex isn't taking it super seriously, and you can see a vein bulge in Vace's forehead as he struggles to keep his cool, but he manages. Aww! They're trying, and that's what matters. Oh, I don't have a gift for you, but you're at 100, so it doesn't matter. I just wanted to reward you for being a good boy. You know what? I'm gonna get you some cake. Good boys get cakes. Good boy. Good boy. I'm very proud of him. He went from being an asshole to a little less of an asshole, and he's actually trying to be better. And you know what? We appreciate that. Even if you've made mistakes, you could always try and be better, and I appreciate that. Alright, Nomi. Yabby! Nomi exclaims as you walk into the lounge. There you are! I've been looking all over for you! Nomi is surrounded by people who are looking at their holo screens. The air is festive, with people sharing screens and laughing. There are big bowls of snacks. It's launch day! Nomi exclaims, linking their holo palm with yours. You feel the haptics in your palm pulse as it accepts the game file. Come on, give it a try! Let's go! Aw, Nomi! You wake up in your bedroom and look over at the clock. Oh no, you're late for school! You quickly get dressed in your school uniform, grab a piece of toast, and start running. While you're hurrying under the boughs of the cherry blossom trees, you run, literally, into a strange cat-like creature. It blinks up at you with its curious amphibian secondary eyes and chirps, hopping back and forth on its single leg. It seems agitated. What do? I follow it! You follow the strangely cute creature down an alleyway to a construction site. There, in the middle of the lot, lies another creature. This one is larger and much more human-shaped, though it's still clearly alien. It turns to you, and you know in your heart that you see death in its four-slitted eyes. A human, it says weakly. Please, come closer. Be not afraid of me. Do you approach the dying alien? I do. A terrible fate. is about to befall your planet, the alien coughs. My name is Gislar, and I've come here to warn humanity that my people are coming to destroy you. My ship was shot down by the Ford fleet, and I landed here. I will not survive my wounds, but... He extends his three-fingered hand to you, and you take it. He feels cold, and then hot, all over, as a mysterious energy fills your body. You barely keep yourself from collapsing as you feel the soap bubble of your reality expand to contain this massive new power. Gislar coughs, speckling the ground with blue-green blood. I have bestowed upon you the power of royalty, he says. All in my lineage have harvested the vibrations of the cosmos and can transform into beings of unimaginable power. Please, use this to rebuke my people. Save your planet. How can I possibly defeat the aliens? It is not necessary to defeat them entirely. You only need to convince them to leave you alone. How do I do that? Your mind is filled with images, a younger version of Gislar in happier times, cradling a baby, many years later teaching that child to aim a ray gun, a curious face innocent with youth, becoming warped over time to something hard and aggressive as her father became more and more embroiled in intergalactic politics. My greatest joy and my greatest sorrow, Gislar sighs. My daughter, Mjolna. She leads the invasion force. If you can get through to her, you can convince her to call off the attack. Please, take the power of the cosmos. Transform. Save your planet. The alien shudders and breathes his last. Having used the last of his strength to impart this terrible responsibility, he collapses and goes still. The creature who brought you here chirrups sadly and nuzzles your hand. What do you do now? I go to school. You decide to play it cool and get on with your day. You take your seat at your desk and open your textbook, but as the teacher takes her place in the front of the classroom, she suddenly doubles over in pain. All of your classmates clutch their heads, some screaming and falling from their chairs to writhe on the floor. You seem to be the only one unaffected. I run outside. You turn your eyes to the sky and watch it fill suddenly with alien spaceships. Giant mechas stomp down the street, firing lasers from their eyes and turning buildings to dust. Everywhere you look, humans writhe in pain on the ground, completely helpless to fight back. Only you remain standing. A spaceship lands before you, and the doors open in an eerie whoosh. A tall, muscular humanoid with an elegant face and 4 almond-shaped eyes of different colors stalks down the ramps towards you, their full silver mane tossing in the jet wash. What is the meaning of this? The alien demands. Our pain rays have no effect on you? Believe it! You strike a pose and feel Gislar's power flow through you. It's almost as if you drop out of reality for a moment, transformed by the great power of the cosmos into something greater. When your vision clears, you feel much taller and stronger, and your school uniform much skimpier. 2 glowing white wings flutter from the back of your shoulder blades. The alien commander gapes at you in shock. How can it be? She mutters. Only my father could have done this. The fool! No matter, I will defeat you, and then your planet will be mine! The alien commander also transforms, and you feel the dark power of her aura warp over you like a miasma of death. She smiles at you, her mouth lined with 100 terrifying teeth. It's a horrific battle. You and the alien clash, 2 giant beings of unimaginable strength leveraging power that shouldn't be contained in a simple mortal frame. You battle on, unimpeded by the destruction being laid upon alien forces around you. Give up, the alien commander cackles. You're but a pup. You have no hope of defeating me and surviving. That was never my intention. What? The alien gasps. You can't! You channel all your strength into your final blow. Cosmic Angel Sacrifice! The alien screams as she's obliterated by pure light disintegrating where she stands. Radiating out from you, the alien spaceships all begin exploding. You fall to the ground, feeling your borrowed power seep from you. Closing your eyes feels so natural that you feel no sadness at all as you embrace your heroic end, knowing that you saved the planet. I am gonna play again, just because I also want to marry her. I didn't get to marry Sim this run, so I will marry an alien in-game. I'll be right back. I know who you are, Mjolna. You strike a pose and feel Gislar's power flow through you. When your vision clears, Mjolna rears back in confusion. So my father was successful in contacting the humans, she snarls, her fanged teeth gleaming. His power flows through you. I would know it anywhere. Please stop this. We don't have to fight. Humanity is the aggressor here, Miona exclaims, pointing her finger at you. Humans in their unchecked blundering into the interstellar ley lines have upset eons of peace amongst my people. Like uninformed children, you stumble blindly into the great works of your betters. Some, like my father, believe you need a guiding hand to overcome your weakness, Miona says, her mouth quaking. Others believe you to be beyond hope. Miona makes a frustrated noise. You have thrown our careful peace into chaos. I care not for the ultimate fate of humanity. If you will not stay on your patch of earth, I will bury you under it, and my people will be done with you. There must be another way to make peace. Miona sneers. Peace, she spits, as if disgusted by the word. There will be peace when humanity is gone. She raises her ray gun at you and sets you in her sights, her flinty eyes flashing with rage, and underneath it, hurts. Her hand begins to shake. Jack, she curses, lowering the gun. I could no sooner kill you than I could kill my father. And I tried. She extends her hand to you, open-palmed. You will come with me. The power of kings and queens flows through your veins as it does mine. On my planet you will be regarded as a queen of the humans, and with you by my side we will quell any infighting among my people. Like a marriage? Miona considers this carefully. Yes, much like a human marriage. My people have this as well. If it saves humanity, then yes. And I also just want to marry an alien. Miona nods and takes your hand in her much larger one. It will be done. She gestures, and you see the alien forces immediately stop their incursion. People begin to pick themselves up off the ground, looking around in horrified wonder. Miona looks down at you, a small smile quirking the corner of her lips. I did not expect to see such power and bravery from a human. Life with you will be interesting, my queen. You close the game and look around the lounge. Many people have entered in the time that's passed and are excitedly playing on their own holo screens. Nomi pounces on you right away. Marrying Miona, huh? They say, scrunching their nose up at you. I put that one in there for Rex. He really wanted the chance to boink his alien self. Nomi taps the tips of their fingers together. So, what did you think? It was fantastic! Nomi gasps. Do you really think so? They throw their arms around you and hug you to within a nanometer of your life. Oh, I'm so happy! I really wanted you to like it! A bunch of colonists come up and congratulate Nomi on their story, momentarily distracting them from talking to you. You sit back and watch Nomi accept their much-deserved compliments and think about how incredible it's been to see Nomi really blossom in their short time in the colony, like a beautiful sakura tree. Nomi finishes up their well wishes and turns to you, a characteristic sparkle in their eye. They take you by the hands and look at you earnestly. Thank you so much, Yabby. You're the reason I was able to see this through all the way to the end. They shoot you a blinding smile. I couldn't have done it without you. Aw, anytime, Nomi. I'm glad to help my friend. It's amazing to see an artist blossom. Alright, now time to go out and go talk to Sim. We gotta get that deal. My dude! Sim nods as you approach. Just the human I wanted to see, he says with a solemn smile. The Overseer would like to speak to you again. Sim leads you to the same cave as before. Nothing has changed, and you get the impression that nothing much does change here. You place your hands on the handles of the array and wait. We have thought over our conversation, you feel the Overseer in your mind. We have considered that symbiosis may be corrupt and in need of reabsorption, but his affection for your species is genuine, so we have an offer to make you. Humans wield godlike powers, but lack the capacity to understand the consequences of their actions, the Overseer explains. You have no connection to the land you claim, beyond the short, brutal window of your own consciousness. We offer you this. We will not eradicate your colony. Instead, you will be tended to, just as the gardeners tend to the rest of the planet. You will be given fresh water, clean air, and good soil, and be protected from outside harm. In exchange, humans will stay within their colony, and limit their population growth, so as to maintain the balance within the habitat. You will not leave this territory to procure more resources. You will cease all hunting, logging, and expansion outside of your valley. What, like a human nature reserve? More or less, the Overseer responds. You are a curiosity to us, as well as a sentient species. We would like to preserve you, without endangering the ecological balance of the planets. Now, you will go and convince the others of your species to agree to our compromise. I'll try my best. You say you don't know if there's any way to convince Governor Lum to agree to this. The Overseer seems to accept this. The envoy will visit in glow season to discuss it formally, it replies. To be clear, an armed envoy. We suggest making yourselves looking non-threatening by then. Sim gives you a slight smile. That seems like it went well, he says. I fought hard for them to consider options other than eradication. I'm glad my trust in you was correct. As Sim leads you back to the surface, you quietly wonder at him. This man, or rather, this ancient artificial intelligence resembling a man, has pushed his directives to the limit to help humanity. His interest started with mere curiosity, but over time he's come to love humans and value your survival. Has he made a mistake? Not this run! I'm a good person this run. I'm good Yabby. Good Yabby. Alright, back home we go. The end of our first month. As usual for this time of year, your dreams have been more vibrant and invasive. You have trouble distinguishing dream from reality during this day, and you dread falling asleep at night. Huh? How did this hot-eye get into your room? You know what? We haven't done this in a while, so let's follow it. You chase it out of your balcony door and find yourself on a thickly wooden path, with the mushwood pressing in close on every side. The light is weird here, pink and glittering, casting teal shadows. The hop-eye disappears down a hole in the ground, and without thinking you dive after it, squeezing your shoulders to fit through. You tumble into a cave, beautiful and surreal, shimmering with a light that seems to come from within. When you take a step forward, granules of pink sand crunch underfoot. The cave opens out into a forest, and seems lifted from a fairy tale. The sunlight beams through breaks in the trees, illuminating a path of mushroom-ringed stepping stones that lead you to a small college. You spot the hop-eye hurrying further down the path. Visit the cottage. You don't meet anyone in the cottage, but it isn't empty. There's something alive in the old green crate at the back of the cottage. It's banging furiously, jiggling the latch, demanding to be let out. You lift the lid and find yourself falling into the empty box. You land hard on solid ground, your breath whooshing from you. It's hot here, impossibly hot. The twin suns beat down on you, burning your skin on contact. The air is almost painful to breathe. In all directions stretches a barren wasteland of dead trees, like bones puncturing the dry skin of the planets. You rise from the dusty, cracked earth and begin to walk, stumbling over the bones of unknown creatures. You don't know where you're walking, only that the horizon doesn't change. The red sky just stretches overhead, like a great bowl of heat pressing down on you. A great roar shakes you out, and you turn to see a chimeric nightmare, a manticore, but with Governor Lum's face. He towers over you from a podium, his claws clacking and tails thrashing as he proselytizes, or whatever that word is. "We primeval forest felling," he chants. "We the river stemming, piercing deep the mines within. We the surface broad surveying. We the virgin soil upheaving." Overhead the sky is streaked with smoke. You hear a rumbling in the distance. Stand to face it. You plant your legs and refuse to look away from the beast. With a yell from behind you, Mars appears and swings a sword made of light from the lumbomination. Its head rolls across the dirt, but it continues to speak. You turn from the scene and walk away, feeling the memory of it cling to you as you push and claw your way to another reality. You stumble forwards into a dark, glowing forest. Blessedly cool air brushes your cheeks, thick with moisture and making your face wet as if you've been crying. The path wends upwards, flanked by humanoid figures carrying candles. Some are wearing robes, some armor, some lab coats, and envirosuits and formal wear. Some are elderly, some barely 10 years old. All turn to look at you and you realize, with a jolt, they're you. Every single one of them is you. You see yourself reflected in their eyes as they gaze upon you dispassionately. A line of possibility stretching out as far as you can see. The hop-eye crouches between the ranks and gazes solemnly out as you pass. You walk steadily upward, feeling their unflinching gaze follow you. Overhead, the wormhole hangs in the sky like an overripe fruit, bending the heavy branch of space and time towards you. It's so close, you feel as if you could touch it. You stretch your hand out, seeking. You wake up. Milky, quiet sunlight pours through your window, flakes of bromide snow piling against the glass. You feel tired as if when you went to bed. It's your birthday. You're 19 years old. Only one more year as a teenager. What a dream! Alright, I think these next 2 months we're gonna try and get through some engineering. Ooh, hello, Vace! We're gonna try and do engineering to see if we could get our pet. And then depending on how long this episode is, I may stop it or we may keep going with some cafe. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. 97. Come on, Rex. Can I hug you? Can I gift you? No, okay, we have to wait 1 more month. What's up, Tammy? Oh, birthday! I forgot! Thank you! Bestest friend ever. Alright, what's up, Vace? Yabby, Vace says, giving you a nod while he racks his blast rifle. I was just going to hollow you. He hangs up his kit and turns to you to clap you on the shoulder. walk with me. I want to talk to you about something. As you leave, you spot Nemi trying not to watch you from across the garrison. Don't worry, Nemi, I'm a taking Yabby. You join Vace in his quarters, the walls and shelves still covered with star charts and other space paraphernalia. He gestures for you to take a seat. Well, you know, after you called me out like that, about my, anger issues, I started working on that. Congruence has this therapy app. It's not great, but I've been following the exercises and... shit. It's so obvious now. You were right. You nod, and Vace sighs and rubs his hand over his face. I've still shit about talking about this stuff, he mutters. But you're the only person who knows what it's like. You've been a real friend, even though I've been a total shit show. Well, it's nice that you can recognize that. I've been realizing a lot about myself, about the way I was raised and how it affected me and how I let that affect other people, like Rex and Nemi. He slumps. Shit, I really messed up with Nemi. Vace lapses into a contemplated silence, fiddling with a fixture on his prosthetic arm. I'm really curious to hear what he'll say. Want to talk about Rex? Why not? You already talked about me with him. Vace fires back, then softens. Shit, sorry. I guess I don't really want to talk about it. He sighs. I was just a kid when I broke his arm, but I was old enough to know what I was doing. Did it on purpose, because I hated him. I hated how easy it was for him. People just liked him, so turning people against him made me feel better. Like maybe I was better than he was, because people liked me more, or some shit like that. He laughs hollowly and shakes his head. Damn, though, he's tenacious. You gotta respect it, he adds quietly. He managed to find a way to be happy, even though I didn't make it easy for him. I don't know where he found it in him to forgive me for making his life hell, but he's a better person than me. That's real hero shit. That's a very huge compliment from Vace, can we just say that? I love the character development we're seeing here. Want to talk about Anemone? No, Vace mumbles, then sighs. Shit, I don't know. It sodding hurts to think about, but, like, that's the problem. No matter how bad it feels, it's 1,000 times worse for her. I made her life hell. He winces. I mean, I told her I loved her, but looking back on it, she pissed me off so much. I thought it was her, like she was being weak or clingy or disrespectful of whatever, but it was all me. I was the asshole. She was right to dump my ass, Vace says sourly. I was so bloody angry at her after, but you know what? Good for her. Hated it. Yeah, you were an asshole. You don't have to rub it in, Vace mutters. It's like she reminded me that I'm stuck here, you know? Like I'm expected to stay here and play happy colonists. I took it out on her, but it wasn't her fault. Why do you think you did that? Vace groans. Man, that's what the stupid app keeps asking. Why do I think I did this? Why did I think I did that? He goes silent and then spreads his hands over his bedsheet. I thought maybe I did it because of my dad. Classic, right? Kid bullies other kids because his daddy beat the piss out of him. But it's not that simple, Vace continues, not meeting her eye. I wasn't born in some utopian space commune like you. I was born because they knew they'd need the next generation of soldiers to fight. He gestures around. Whatever we'd find on the other side of the wormhole. He laughs. It's messed up, you know? Raise a whole generation of kids and tell them they're gonna be soldiers. Make it seem like the coolest sodding thing. What was I gonna do? Leave the ship? And go where? Jupiter? I mean, he adds, spreading his hands. I was already an asshole, don't get me wrong. They needed some alpha kid to keep all the others in line, teach them how to follow orders. But when we landed, that didn't work on you colony kids. You were raised free. His hand forms a fist. I felt angry, bloody furious that you colonials didn't step in line. You had to be wrong, because I didn't want to think I was raised wrong. Are you going to stop being a soldier? Shit no, Vace laughs, a real laugh. Yabby, we're on an alien planet that's actively trying to kill us. If anything, I'm gonna be more of a soldier. They trained me to be good at one thing, killing those alien nullshits with great prejudice. It'd be a waste not to use my talents. We talk for a little longer amid all the schematics and model spaceships decorating his tiny quarters. So, he asks, still think dreaming of going back out to space is a stupid idea? Stars know I just keep screwing things up down here. Maybe there's a second chance out there. Or third or a fourth. I can't say that because I'm not leaving, so I'm gonna say you should focus on life down here. You're right, he sighs for the umpteenth time tonight. I think it's time I clear this childish crap out and start living on this planet instead of in my own stupid head. No, you don't have to do that! You could go to space! I didn't- okay, well, I mean, it's right to not run away from your problems. You need to face them eventually, but I didn't mean it to sound like that. You help Vace pack up his space paraphernalia and take it down to the recycler. He dumps it all in without a hint of remorse, except for one last thing. A photo of his father in his spaceflight suit. "See you around, asshole," he says before dropping it down the chute. Huh. Do you think maybe a big reason why he wanted to go out in space was not only to get away from all of this, but also to try and be better than his father? Because that's a lot of his motivations in the first place. So maybe getting that closure is what he needs to realize that he can make a life down here and have a second chance. He just needs to actively try to be better, which he is, and I appreciate that. Especially because, like, he snapped at us, but then he apologized for it. Very, very nice. I appreciate seeing that. It's always nice to see character development. We stan. Anyway, engineering time. You spent time... Oh, no, wait, god damn it. Robotics! There we go. When he's not on expedition, Dees sometimes hang out in the robotics labs with you. He's always felt more of a kinship with the bots, you guess. No squishy feelings or complex social interactions. They just do what they're programmed to do. You watched a strange friendship blossom between him and Nomi, like a crow and a hummingbird. They bond over their mutual love of both robotics and xenofauna. It's cute that the two weird nerds from each ship found each other, despite their clear personality differences. Nomi's working today and has asked Dees to test a new prototype for what they describe as the next generation in functional, fashionable exploration wearables. It looks like the robotic exoskeletons used by the construction crew, but dialed up to comic proportions with cool missile launchers and a jetpack. I saw it in an anime, they say, strapping Dees into the suit. It's super going to work. Okay, take a few steps. Dees looks at you with a panicked expression. He takes a few faltering steps, immediately straining the balance servos. The whole rig squeals as he lifts off balance and tries to regain it, but he's caught in a positive feedback loop of balance recalibration that only makes it worse. These mechanically augmented limbs swing around wildly, knocking over a rack of bots and sweeping tools to the floor. You and Nomi scream and dive for cover. Not like this! Nomi exclaims. Dees, turn it off! You turn it off, Dees yells back. I'm stuck in this thing. Nomi pulls up the controls for the suit on their holopalm and activates the kill switch. Mid-rampage, Dees crumbles to the ground in a heap of plasteel limbs. You extract him from the wreckage. Nomi is distraught, but Dees just smiles and pats them on the shoulder. It's okay, Nomi. This is why I never try very hard, especially when other people might see. I wish you'd both get out of here. You should try anyway. Learning new things is fun, and getting better at stuff is fun. You tell Nomi they'll learn more from their mistakes than from their successes. There has to be something I'm good at, though, Nomi replies. Everyone else is super good at something. I can't wait to find my thing. You direct them to work on safer things, like cleaning up the lab. Dees and Nomi work well together. You can't help but listen to their easy banter as they work. Nomi could charm a smile out of a rock, but it's still surprising how well Dees responds to them. Like, even he doesn't quite understand the inexplicable pull Nomi exerts on him. It's nice to see them as friends. I really like that about them. It's like a situation you wouldn't expect, but I love it. Oh, we need to keep an eye out. Does anyone have a birthday? No. Alright, I'm actually gonna alternate. So now, let's go in here. And cafe. Rex stumbles in just as the workday is about to start, bleary-eyed and hair all rumpled to one side. You ask him, what'll it be? And he makes a long, tired noise. Surprise me, he mutters. But nothing too stiff. I have to drive the hover loader in an hour. You make him a blep latte with float cow milk. It has milk in it. That's like breakfast, right? What flourish do you draw on the foam? A good portrait of Rex. Whoa, Rex exclaims when he sees your art. This is great. Have you been practicing? He gives you a big tip. Well, a medium tip anyway. Rex doesn't have a lot of kudos. He spends them all on impressing Mars. Rex stays a while to enjoy his latte, even though it makes him late for work. Ah, he sighs. I'm glad this place is finally done. The colony really needed a place to just need for relaxing in it, right? You admire Rex's handiwork, and he admires your latte brewing. Thank you. I am an artiste. But only with foam. Why am I struggling? Just do it. I struggled really bad with that one. Alright, it's Pollen. New perk, improve relaxing. Nice. A little late for that, but nice. Oh, there's a cat under my desk. Hello, Galaxy. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Alright, it's time. I got you a gift. 100! Everyone's at 100! You swing by Rex's lounge for some much-needed rest and relaxation with your friends. Rex is there, as he usually is these days, slinging drinks and conversation behind the bar. Yabby, he exclaims when he sees you, gesturing you to seat at a bar. I was just talking about you. You take a seat, and Rex pulls a few bottles down from the wall. Now that you're here, I get to unveil a new drink. I named it after you. He pulls various liquids into a shaker and, a few minutes later, pours you a light blue drink that almost glows white in the bar lights. You take a sip and almost immediately start sputtering. It's got a heck of a kick right off the top. Bracing is a good word for it. Strong, right? Rex laughs. I call it the Yabby punch. Get it? Rex, thank you. I'm honored. Oh, it's nothing, Rex says as he washes the shaker. I've been thinking about it for a while. You're one of my best friends because I'm just like so happy I met you and we became friends. Rex jerks his chin at Vace, who's sitting at the other end of the bar. He looks a little out of place, but he's clearly trying. By the way, Vace told me that you were the one who gave him the business for how he treated me, Rex says. I don't know how you did it, but thanks. Aw, that's so sweet. I don't ever think I've seen this one before, because I only ever befriended Rex or Vace, neither both. Rex jumps on the bar and swings his legs over. Why don't you stay for a while, Yabby? You've been working so hard. Let me help you relax. What do you want to do? That's true, we have been working very hard. We worked very hard to get all of our friends to 100, every single person. And we've met everyone, too. Isn't that crazy? I just realized that, because we've been all over the place. Alright, Shots, shots, shots! Absolutely, Rex says. Shots, shots, shots! He goes back behind the bar and pours a line of 7 shots. Let's race. You start on that end, I'll start on this one. Ready? Go! You work your way through the line of shots at a steady pace, meeting Rex neatly right in the middle. You both reach for the tiebreaker shot at the same time, and Rex laughs and lets you have it. Perfectly matched, he says. And just the right number, too. Good on me. Afterwards, Rex asks, what next? Let's play a board game! Rex goes over to the game closet and stands there thoughtfully. What about this one? He says, pulling out a box. I don't think we've ever played it before. You settle down together to play a game, and Mars joins you. Oh no, it's Monopoly! Oh, this one, she says. I've played it before. It's a game from Earth about, like, owning property and making people pay rent for staying there, and eventually making them so poor they can't keep playing, and then you win. Rex looks at the box dubiously. What's rent? He asks, and Mars shrugs. You set up the game under Mars's guidance and play a few rounds. After a while, it's clear that Mars is the only one with any sort of killer instinct. You and Rex just let the others stay for free on your property. After a while, Mars complains that you're not playing the game right, and she leaves in a huff. Rex packs up the board game with a sheepish smile. I guess we all win, he says. What do you want to do now? Karaoke! Yes, great idea, Rex cheers and leads you over to the karaoke machine. Noe and Mars join you as soon as they realize what's going on. Those two can never resist a chance to show off. You sing a song with each of them and then go for your own show-stopping solo. My heart flies over the resting ridges. Always a crowd pleaser, that one. Rex holds up his lighter while Noe and Mars fake big theatrical sobs. It's a total blast. Afterwards, Rex asks, what's next? Let's dance! Rex grabs your hands. That's a great idea, he says, and leads you to the dance floor. It's usually empty this time of day, piped with fairly obtrusive lounge music from Hollow Archives, but Rex fiddles with the sound system until something fun and danceable comes out of it. Come on, he says, starting to groove to the music. I love this song. You and Rex throw yourselves around the dance floor for a few songs. It doesn't matter that it's the middle of the day, or that you're the only ones dancing, or that you can feel other people watching you with amusement. Honestly, it's just good to move your body around without caring about whether it's right or strong or smart. For a few blissful minutes, you're just two bodies moving through space. When you're done, Rex wipes his sweaty face and grins. Whew, he gasps. That got the old heart beating. What next? We're all done. I had a great time. Thank you. I'm glad, Rex says and wraps you in a big hug. I'm serious. You're like the best part of this whole colony. I don't know why you picked me, but I'm happy you did. He walks you to the door of the bar and waves as you depart. We did it! We met every single person and got everyone to 100. Hell yes! Now all that's left is to get our pet. And, hopefully, the cafe. So we're gonna do that for the rest of these next 3 months. Because we don't have to gift anyone anymore. Alright, robotics this time. I got it right this time. The bots don't really have identities, not like congruents, but they certainly have personalities, especially the ones that have been active since the stratospheric left Earth. That's a lot of time to develop quirks. There's the bot that needs to be back in and out of the charging bay 3 times before getting a good connection. There's the one that sings a cheerful little song when it sees you. There's the one chicken-legged gardening bot that prefers to hop sideways. Every bot is like a tiny little piece of congruence herself, so in a way it's kind of natural that they'd start to develop these eccentricities, just like she has. Aww. Oh! You wake up to the sound of your holopomp chiming with a new message. You blearily tap through your inbox, squinting into the bright light. Dr. Instance says you're going to ruin your eyesight by 30 if you stare at your holopomps all the time. But Dr. Instance has never been a teenager on an alien planet, so what does she know? OMG, is that supposed to be you? We got it! I was worried we weren't gonna get this. You're friends with Nomi, correct? Tell them not to clog up the colony message board with their art. Your stomach sinks as you go to the colony message board and find a new post from Nomi entitled, "You know who you are." You click it. The post contains a single image attachment depicting 2 people embracing while riding a Unisar. Nomi has drawn hearts floating all around them. One is clearly Nomi's Legend of Avamar character, and the other, well, it could be you? But looking at it, well, it could be Rex as well. You look for more information, but there is none. Strange. Close your holopalm and get ready to start the day. Oh, baby! We've got a romance blossoming. You know what we have to do. Gonna be a wingman one last time. Nomi looks up from their holoscreen and smiles when they see you enter the lounge. Hey, Yabby! Nice day, huh? So about that picture you posted. Nomi puts their stylus down. Okay, sure. It's you and Rex, right? Nomi's face goes completely red, and they stare up at you in shock. How did you know? They exclaim, clapping their hands over their cheeks. It totally was! OMG! Nomi flops against the back of the couch and curls up into a ball, kicking their feet into the air. I don't know what to do, they wail. He's so cool! And not just cool, he's so nice and helpful and, They look away, embarrassed. I mean, I have eyes, you know? Even if I'm not really interested in that kind of stuff, I know he's a super galactic hottie, too. He's like an 1100,000 gajillion out of 10. I get that. I'm ace, too, but every time I see somebody with really long hair, I'm like, oh, yeah. Some stuff, yeah, it's like, I can look at the menu, you know? I like what I see. Nomi grabs a pillow and hugs it to their chest. He's my best friend in the whole entire universe. I love him, right? And he says he loves me, but I don't know what that means. What if I dated Rex? For real? They take a deep breath and hide their face against the pillow. But he really likes, you know, they mutter, sex stuff. I thought you weren't into sex stuff. Nobody throws their head back in frustration. But I really like him! He's so good and he makes me feel. Mars, who's in the lounge painting her nails, perks up her head and listens curiously. Nomi shrinks into themselves and lowers their voice. Sometimes I think about, kissing Rex, they confess, picking at a loose thread on the pillow. And it makes me feel kind of weird, but in a good way. I just feel like if I was ever gonna be with anyone for me, Rex is gonna be a pretty good choice, right? Nomi continues. What do you think, Yabby? Rex wouldn't make you uncomfortable. You remind Nomi that Rex is a very good boy. And they giggle and cover their eyes. I know, he's the best boy, they reply, then heave a big sigh and go uncharacteristically silent for a few moments. I know some of the adults in the colony have open relationships, Nomi says eventually. Sometimes Cal talks about how one of his mom's boyfriend doesn't live with them, and some do, and it's different, but it's still okay because people are happy. And that's what matters, right? I don't mind if Rex, does sex stuff with other people. If it makes them happy, and I think all I need to be happy is to know we're always going to be there for each other. Together forever. Nomi blushes again and looks down on the ground. And, maybe we could kiss sometimes? I think I'd like that. Yes! The setup begins! I am the ultimate Wing-Yabby! Alright, back to what I was doing before. We only have 2 months left anyway. Cafe! Oh! Tangent is sitting at the bar, scrolling through some reports on her holopalm when Dee stomps in, trailing mud across the floor. There you are, he exclaims. You weren't in the lab or in our quarters. I do other things, Tang replies, deadpan. What do you want, Dees? Utopia needs your help getting a sample from something, Dees says. It's got this acid or something that keeps screwing up the sample. Tangent sighs and downs the rest of her blep tea in one gulp, wincing at the taste, then leaves. He slides into one of the bar stools and you pour him a blep tea for himself. Upon closer inspection, you notice that his clothing has been eaten away in some places by flecks of acid. Rough day? He sighs and his shoulders slump. Yeah, kind of, he says. He takes a sip of his tea and then sticks out his tongue. Ugh, how does she drink this? He doesn't stop drinking it, though. He stoically manages to get halfway through before you slide the jar of sugarbug syrup over. What's up with you and Tang? Usual, Dees grumps. She's her and I'm me and we'll probably never get along. Not like when we were kids. He sighs. Too different now. He downs the rest of his tea, looking surprised by how much the sugarbug syrup changes the taste. He rolls the mug between his hands on the counter. Everyone thinks Tang is so smart and so dependable, he mutters. Not like her weird twin brother, right? Not weird. Don't try to bullshit me, he says, looking at you defiantly. I know what people say about me, what they've always said. We're just two different people, he mutters. I wish people would just stop treating us like we're not. He sits for a while longer, fiddling with one of the acid holes on his collar until he's worried and it's so large he can twist it around with his finger. Finally, he sighs. All right, time to get back to work, he says. Thanks for the tea. You can't help but think he looks a little lighter when he leaves. Maybe it's just your imagination. Oh, come on, I really hope we could get them to, talk to each other before the end of this. It might be tough if we're alternating, but I think we could do it. 9-9. Oh, baby! You're walking through the colony gardens when you turn a corner and almost run into Nomi and Rex standing together under a magnificent bow of pink flowering trees. Nomi looks flustered and anxious, while Rex's expression is patient. Listen. You duck behind a trellis just in time to see Nomi thrust a crumpled envelope into Rex's hands, bowing slightly. Rex smiles gently as he opens the envelope and reads the letter. You watch his expression go from patient to surprised, before settling on affectionate. Nomi, he says, voice warm, this is so sweet. I didn't know you felt that way about me. Nomi twists their hands together anxiously. It doesn't have to be a big deal, okay? I don't really know how I feel exactly. They take a deep breath. I just know that I really like you. You make me feel, confused and scared sometimes, but in a good way. Rex cups Nomi's face in his hands. Nomi. Never have to force yourself to do or feel anything that makes you uncomfortable. Not for me, not for anyone. You know you and me are forever, right? He strokes their cheeks with his thumbs. I love you just the way you are. Nothing you do or don't do is gonna change that. It's not like that, Nomi replies. I feel things for you. I think things about you I've never thought about anyone before. Oh yeah? Rex says, a bit of his usual teasing humor coloring his tone. Like what, Nomi? Nomi gets flustered and looks away again. They whisper. I mean, kissing? Rex barks out a friendly laugh. Kissing? Nomi, you dirty bird. Well, I never, he teases, and Nomi laughs and gives him a little push. We can kiss, Rex continues, taking Nomi by both hands and smoothing out their trembling fingers. We can kiss whenever you want. I'd love to kiss you. Nomi looks at a loss. Really? You want to kiss me? Sure, Rex answers easily. I love you, and we're gonna be together for a long time. I want to do stuff with you that make us both happy. That's all I want. He smiles crookedly, exposing one fang. If you feel like kissing sometimes, that's great. You make it sound so easy, Nomi replies. When you say things like that, it makes me feel really good, like you understand me. Nomi purses their lips. I want to try and understand you too. I know you, really don't like doing things I don't like doing. So, if you want to keep doing that with other people, they take a deep breath. I'd be okay with that. Nomi stands up a little taller and looks Rex right in his mismatched eyes. And, it might not ever happen, but maybe someday, if I wanted to do... Their voice drops to a whisper. Sex stuff? Now it's Rex's turn to look stunned. Nomi, he says, sounding kind of strangled. You're the most amazing person I've ever met. Rex cradles Nomi's face again, his voice serious and very fond. If you ever wanted to do sex stuff, he says, smiling at the phrase, I would consider it an honor, really. Rex and Nomi look into each other's eyes for a long time, until Nomi lets out a little sob and their shoulders start shaking, crying in sheer relief. Nomi, Rex murmurs, wiping away their tears. Hey, come on. Did you think I'd say anything else? Nomi hiccups. I don't know. Rex smiles gently. Well, now you know. There's another long moment where they just look at each other, grinning like fools until Rex clears his throat. So, he says, do you want your first kiss now? Yes! Nomi exclaims through their happy tears, throwing their arms around Rex's shoulders. Rex leans in the rest of the way to kiss them, sweet and slow. You turn and slink away, giving them some privacy. We did it! Golden, baby! Alright, we've got one last month, and then we're on to the very last part of the run. So let's repair robots. Working in the robotics lab is usually peaceful. Inactive bots make for poor conversational partners, and each shift you work usually passes by without much fanfare. That is not the case today. You enter the lab to find everything in absolute chaos. All the robots, vacuum bots, garden bots, even the turrets are going haywire all at once. Congruence's face flickers on her holoscreen. Yabby! She exclaims, her voice frayed with static. I'm glad you're here. When Rosie docked for repairs this morning, it uploaded a virus into the botnet. As she speaks, you watch a rogue vacuum bot and garden bot attempt to destroy each other gladiator style. The bots are rejecting their programming and gaining sentience. I've quarantined it to just the bots in this room, she continues, but it's propagating between bots faster than I can fix. I'm trying to avoid resorting to destroying the affected bots. Your stomach turns over. Breaking all these bots would be a massive blow to the colony. It would take months to get everything functioning again, if you even could. I can't access Rosie, Congruence explains. If there's any physical fault blocking in communication, fixing it may slow the virus enough for my antiviral processes to catch up. Try to reprogram it manually. We'll save those. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Oh, go 7, 7, 5, 4, boop. There we go. You get up to your elbows in Rosie's robotic guts. Just when you think you've got a handle on what might be wrong with it, it flickers to life. No, disassemble, it says. I want to live. You're shocked. You get the sense that this bot is watching you, trying to figure out what you're going to do to it. You don't even know these things had speakers, let alone voices. It's unsettling. Congruence gasps. It's thinking for itself? The bot's sensors flicker and go dark, then light up again. My name is Rosie, it says in a more natural voice, then repeats, I want to live. No wonder Rosie didn't want to reconnect to the network. Congruence's mature intelligence would have sought out and destroyed its nascent one. You promise it that you won't force it to reconnect, so long as it promises not to act out again by infecting the other bots with dangerous ideas of self-determinism. With the bot's consent, you tinker with its programming to unlock its ability to learn new things so it can extend its original functions with new modules on its own. It can be whatever kind of bot it wants to be now. Rosie seems eager to learn more about the colony, this time with its own eyes. Well, sensors. It asks to follow you around so it can learn more about how to live as a sentient being. Yay, robot friend! We got our robot! We got all 4 pets, too! Look at us go! Oh, my beautiful Rosie! Look at my army! You guys are all beautiful. Oh, I love it. And we've reached the halfway point, so next time we are going to continue onward. And I will warn you, since I'm probably going to make that one big bulk video, it's gonna be long, because we have a lot of stuff we're gonna see in the ending, most likely, considering we have everybody up to 100, we have all the pets, we are going for the peace ending. It's gonna be long. So be ready for that, and be ready for the end of everything. Oh, I'm gonna miss this game so much, but we've still got one more day to go, so let's enjoy it wisely. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourselves, be a wingman of all kinds, and have a good day.